There are a million ways we should have died before today. And a million ways we can die before tomorrow. But we fight for every second we get to spend with each other. Whether it's 2 minutes or 2 days, we don't give that up.
Oh, baby girl. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh. Hi, it's Kathleenmms here, and today I am continuing my character analysis series, the only time I get to put my English degree to any use, by talking about my favorite female video game character, Ellie from The Last of Us. Ellie is the 14-year-old co-protagonist of The Last of Us. She was born 5 years after the fungal outbreak that destroyed civilization, and grew up in a military outpost in Boston. From what we can gather of the American Dreams comic and The Last of Us, she had no parental figures and few friends, besides Marlene, who was not involved in Ellie's life until she was 13, and her friend Riley, whom she also met at age 13. When it comes to Ellie, you have to toss everything you think about childhood out the window. Here's Ellie. She is 14-something years old. She's raised to be very independent. As far as we know, she was not raised around parental figures. The only parental figures that she had were in the military school that she's a part of, where she's trained to take care of herself, where she's trained to be independent, and there is little coddling going on of her, and therefore she's not spoiled. She's not what we perceive of 14-year-old girls now. When I think of 14-year-old girls, when I think of where I was when I was 14, I was obsessed with MySpace. I was obsessed with other girls. Ellie doesn't have that luxury, and the only relationship that she has is very short-lived, so she can't even sit and be girl crazy or boy crazy if she's bisexual like she really wants to be. In fact, I don't think that desire is even there because she never grew up sheltered like that.
Is this really all they had to worry about? Boys, movies, deciding which shirt goes with which skirt.
And because she doesn't have the luxury of embracing her youth and using that as a protection blanket, we almost feel kind of sad for her that she doesn't have the safety that many young people have, that she has to have this obligation for herself, and that she never really had a parental figure in her life. Marlene didn't really enter her life until she was much older. At its heart, The Last of Us is about how two very different people learn to trust and care for each other. Joel cares for Ellie because he believes she is a reincarnation of his daughter. She allows him to rewrite his history and keep his daughter from being killed again. Ellie develops a daughterly love for Joel for very different reasons. She has no parent to compare him to, and therefore he's not fulfilling an emotional emptiness for her. Also, Ellie may be young, but she's not naive. She wouldn't attach herself to just anyone. No, Joel serves a very specific purpose for her, just as she serves an emotional purpose for him. In order to understand why Joel is special, let's compare him to other adults in Ellie's life. Now, Ellie's mother died shortly after giving birth, and we have no knowledge of who her father was. Marlene looked after Ellie for a year by request of Ellie's mother. The game hints that Marlene over-sheltered Ellie during this year.
But she's not crossing to that part of town.
Although Ellie obviously cares for Marlene,
What happened?
Don't worry, this is fixable.
she does not appreciate being treated like a defenseless child. Look what happens to people when they doubt Ellie's ability to take care of herself.
Now watch your step as you're going out, because it's going to be a little...
Kyle!
Don't touch.
How about, hey, Ellie, I know it wasn't easy, but it was either him or me. Thanks for saving my ass. Ellie is the little girl that broke your fucking finger. We'd have more of a fucking chance if you let me help.
I am.
Stop with the bullshit.
Then comes Joel. He is as indestructible as Ellie's favorite superhero, Angel Knives. He takes Ellie away from the military outpost that literally caged her entire life and shows her the outside world. One of the reasons Ellie is such a refreshing character is because the player is reminded throughout the game that this outside world is unlike anything Ellie has ever encountered. This is the same reason I find the zoo most entertaining when I visit it with my nephews. I get the satisfaction of seeing them encounter something for the first time.
So fucking cool.
Ellie cares for Joel. She respects Joel because he takes her on an adventure that she'll never forget. Even the danger they face is exciting to her.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Joel then further earns the respect of Ellie by demonstrating that he takes her seriously. In this scene, Joel does something very special for Ellie. He expresses that he trusts her by giving her the task of protecting him with a rifle. He also thanks her for saving his life, briefly humbling himself.
And just so we're clear about back there, it was either him or me.
You're welcome.
In my opinion, this is the moment Joel's role as a father in Ellie's life was sealed, because this is the first moment an adult ever showed her trust. In this story, we learn that, yes, survival is about finding food, finding shelter, but most importantly, it's about having people to survive with. It's very obvious, it's been so backed up by science, that if people are alone, they will not function as human beings. If you put someone in solitary confinement, they will go insane because you need companionship to survive. It is a very crucial part of survival. The Last of Us is also a study of the different ways people deal with loss. Henry deals with loss by killing himself. Bill deals with loss by avoiding human interaction altogether. Bill was supposed to be an example in the game of someone who gave into bitterness. Basically, if Joel kept in his state of mind the entire game and rejected Ellie, he would have ended up like Bill. Bill lost his partner, his boyfriend, and that was heartbreaking for Bill. But because of it, Bill became this asshole that shoves everyone out of his life, and look what good it's doing him. He's bitter, he just lives from day to day, and he's angry and not recovering. A mentor of mine once told me that bitterness is like drinking poison that you intend for someone else. And I think that not recovering and not opening yourself up again is that same poison.
Once upon a time, I had somebody that I cared about. A partner. Somebody I had to look after. And in this world, that sort of shit's good for one thing: getting you killed.
Joel deals with loss by maintaining human relationships, but keeping those relationships emotionally distant. Tess, for example, clearly had a romantic or at least sexual relationship with Joel, but shows little affection towards him. He most likely maintained this relationship because it satisfied his physical needs without allowing him to get too emotionally attached. However, he pushes Ellie away because he knows he cares for her emotionally and cannot bear the thought of losing a daughter again.
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
Ellie also knows loss despite Joel's claim.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel, but I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Yet Ellie deals with loss differently. We learn in Left Behind that Ellie was once in love with a girl named Riley. Before Riley died, she taught Ellie a very important tool of survival: how to deal with loss. During the DLC, it becomes clear that these two girls loved each other for a long time, but were too nervous to confess it. It is only after the threat of never getting to see Riley again that Ellie has the strength to show her true feelings. She makes these feelings known by asking Riley to stay and then kissing her on the lips. Afraid that she might have misread Riley's emotions, Ellie apologizes for the kiss. Riley then says, "For what?" and smiles, letting Ellie know that she also enjoyed the kiss. Unfortunately, Juliet and Juliet's star-crossed romance is cut short when they both find out they've been bit. Now, how does this romance relate to how Ellie feels about Joel? The most tragic thing about her relationship with Riley is that she waited too long to tell her how she felt about her. This experience taught her that eventually she will lose the people that she cares about. But the positive memories shared with loved ones are worth the pain that follows. Therefore, Ellie is willing to risk the pain of loss again just to enjoy however long she gets to spend with Joel. We don't get to watch the last moments Ellie spent with Riley and Left Behind, but I imagine that whatever happened during those last minutes gave Ellie enough strength to keep living. Whatever she felt temptation to push someone away, that kiss she shared with Riley would have always been a reminder that every second is worth it. Even though it sucks to lose someone, and even though you feel that you need to close yourself off when you lose someone, doing that hurts even more. What Ellie tries to show Joel is that even though they're going to lose each other eventually, they have to cherish however much time they are given with each other, even though it will end badly eventually. The Last of Us breaks tradition when it comes to storytelling, and what I mean by that is that The Last of Us, it makes you think that the conclusion is going to approach when Ellie is on that hospital bed. When we're told, Joel wakes up and we're told that Ellie is in surgery and that the Fireflies have to remove her brain to save humanity. And my personal opinion, and you can disagree with me all you want, but my personal opinion is that she was the cure for humanity. That she was, if they had extracted her brain, they would have cured humanity, maybe even changed the world for good. However, and that's why this is important, I think you really have to understand the sacrifice that Joel was willing to make. When I first analyzed the ending of this game, I said that Joel was selfish. And I completely take that back. He's not selfish. In some ways, yes, he's selfish. He was willing to doom humanity to save one person that he loved. However, this game is not about saving the world. This is where it breaks the rules of game storytelling. Every game out there is about saving the world. And this game makes you think that you're going to save the world by the end of the story. That that's what it's about. But it's not about that. Because saving the world was never really the destination of this journey. Joel and Ellie thought that they were going to see the Fireflies, but what this journey really turned out to be about was Joel and Ellie discovering that they cared about each other and that affection that they had for each other, that father-daughter relationship, was worth protecting at any cost. So many stories are about saving the world, but very few stories are about protecting the few people that we love in our lives. This is why I can relate to this story more than other stories, because there's no way I'm gonna live the life of Commander Shepard. As awesome as that would be, there's no way I'm gonna save planets filled with alien people. There's no way that's gonna happen. But I can protect and love the few people that I care about in my life. And any player can relate to that. Before I conclude this analysis, I want to discuss the final scenes of the game. Prior to Ellie and Joel's encounter with the Fireflies, Joel tries to convince Ellie to leave with him and abandon their task.
We don't have to do this.
Now what Ellie says here is really important.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing.
Also remember what Marlene says to Joel in this scene.
It ain't for you to decide.
It's what she'd want. And you know it.
I think this is the director Neil Druckmann's way of letting the audience know that Ellie would have been more than willing to sacrifice herself in order to generate a cure. Also notice the look of disappointment on her eyes when Joel lies and tells her that there is no cure.
I'm taking this home. I'm sorry.
However, observe her expression after she makes Joel promise he didn't lie to her about the Fireflies. I interpret this look the same way Ashley Johnson, the voice of Ellie, discussed it in an interview. Ellie knows what Joel did, yet she appears to accept the lie because she needs an escape from her survivor's guilt. Again, I believe Ellie truly was the cure. Now, before you get all fan ragey on me, I agree with Joel's decision. Because again, this game is not about saving the world. Yes, I've changed my mind a lot since I first played this game. Both characters learn by the end of the game that the world probably isn't worth saving in the first place. It's filled with horrible people that want to kill, rape, and devour you. What really matters is protecting the ones you love, no matter what the cost. Ellie doesn't entirely like what Joel did, but I believe she understands why he did it. Because honestly, if the roles were switched, she would have done the same.
I want to hear right now.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
Well, that is my character analysis of Ellie. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let me know what you want me to do my next character analysis on. And please subscribe if you enjoyed this video and want to see more. These character analysis videos take me so long to make. I literally spend months planning these videos, and I would really appreciate it if you could comment and let me know what you think about it, as well as like and subscribe. Remember to also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and I will see more from you all. I should go.
Riley?
That's me.
I landed on my hip. What the hell? I thought I was bitten.
I know. It was great.
Finally, in a year of disappointing, overhyped games, Borderlands is a breath of fresh air, and that air carries the fragrance of sweet, sweet guns.